Hello, this is John Kramer with the Billion Dollar Initiative for Book Authors. During the past 25 years, I've helped authors and publishers sell over 1 billion books. Last year, I even established the Billion Book Initiative to help a new generation of authors and publishers to sell another 1 billion books. This year, however, I realized that we've all been going in the wrong direction. Me, you, and every other book author, self-publisher, and book publisher in the world. In a world where books now sell for $10 or less, often for 99 cents, where ebook sales have stagnated, where bookstores are on the verge of extinction or are becoming more like gift stores than bookstores, where wholesalers and distributors are disappearing all the time. Over half of them have disappeared in the last 10 years, and where the major publishers now focus on celebrities. Selling books is no longer the way to go. Yes, authors and publishers should still curate and create content, but content no longer can or should be stuck in the form of a printed book or even a virtual ebook. You have to learn how to take that content and sell it in 100 new ways. Just as sales of music, CDs, and MP3s are no longer the road to wealth and prosperity for singers and songwriters, book sales are no longer the road to wealth and prosperity for book authors or publishers. In the world of music, the major players now make more money from other products, pursuits built upon their celebrity and their creativity. Dr. Dre became a near billionaire not from rapping, but from selling Beats Audio. Jay-Z makes more money from his ancillary pursuits, fashion, etc., than from singing, to the tune of almost $500 million a year. Most singers rely on touring to make a living. The Rolling Stones and other bands have built their fortunes via live tours. Just as singers no longer rely on sales of their songs, authors and publishers should not be relying solely on the sales of books. How would you like to clear 100,000 or more in every book you write, even before you publish the book? And how would you like to duplicate this success again and again? You can earn 20,000 to 150,000 before you publish a book. The stories I'm going to be telling you are taken from people who have done that. I know of authors and publishers who have made anywhere from 20,000, well, actually anywhere from $10 to $150,000 before they published a book. But I'm recommending that you earn at least a 20,000 before you publish the book and up to $150,000. And here are 9 ways you can do this without ever relying on bookstore sales, library sales, or Amazon sales. One way that you can do that is by coaching and consulting. And you can do this before you publish the book. If you're taking 2 years to write the book, during that 2 years, you shouldn't be wasting your time just writing the book. You should be building a mailing list, a customer list. And you should start to offer coaching and consulting even as you're writing the book. And I'm going to give you an example here that I thought was really interesting. This is Carol Abramson, self-published 250 copies of a book that she wrote called Not 3, but 21, The Investor Relations Audiences Every Public Company's CEO Must Understand. And then she gave away all 250 copies to potential clients. As a result of that one action, she booked 100 new corporate clients, resulting in over $2 million in consulting revenues. So she really didn't publish the book yet. She had simply printed 250 copies to give to people. Now, at some point, she will publish the book and probably draw in even more clients. Now, most of us are not going to have 100 new corporate clients with over $2 million in consulting, but certainly you can be making $25 to $50 to $100 an hour doing coaching people on how to lose weight, coaching people on how to have a richer spiritual life, coaching people on how to, if you're a novelist, how to write fiction. Or if you're a poet, how to write poetry. There are a lot of people out there that would love to have coaches for a wide range of topics, and this is something that you could do. Second thing you could do is you can make bulk sales to corporations. And you can do this before the book is published as well as after. When John Javna self-published 50 Simple Things You Can Do to Save the Earth, he sold over 5 million copies. And but 3 million of those copies were sold as premiums, customized to feature the environmentally friendly positions from many major corporations and nonprofits. And I know that he sold several 100,000 copies before the book was published so people could get in on his promotion right before the 20th anniversary of Earth Day. And this is something that any one of us can do depending on how you target your audience. Even fiction and poetry can do this under special considerations. Again, we'll be talking more about that in a new thing coming up soon. 3, you can do pre-sales to your fans. With the help of bookseller Sylvia Beach of Shakespeare and Company at the Paris bookstore, novelist James Joyce paid for the publishing of Ulysses, his greatest book, via subscription or patronage publishing. That's what it was called at the time. And Beach contacted writers and arts patrons throughout Europe, pre-selling copies of the novel until she'd collected enough to publish the book. And then, of course, send copies to the people who had subscribed to the book. This was done many, many times. A lot of authors and publishers did this back in the old days. And just to give you an example from my own life, back when I first published The 1001 Ways to Market Your Books, at that time it was called 101 Ways to Market Your Books, I actually pre-sold that plus 3 other books before I'd written a word of any of the books. I had a list of about 10,000 people, and I direct mailed them because at that time there wasn't email, so I couldn't pre-sell to people, via email or, social networks or anything like that. So I had to do it by direct mail. But I had over 1,000 people buy into that package, which I sold for $40, which was a great discount from what the 4 books would have cost separate from that. But it allowed me to have enough money to publish all of those books and do it very effectively. You can also sell advertising or sponsorships in your book. For his second self-published novel, Montezuma's Ferrari, which was a fictional detective novel built around fast cars. And Burt Levy sold more than $50,000 in advertising and sponsorships to tire and auto manufacturers before he published the book. It's a great way to monetize any book, even fiction or nonfiction, if you have a built-in audience. In Bert's case, with his first self-published novel, he had built up a big audience of people because he would go and sell his book live at, sitting up at table at different auto races and things like that, where people loved fast cars and would love to read a novel about fast cars and races, and it was a mystery novel. And so he built up the audience, he built up the recognition factor, so he was able to sell that kind of sponsorship. Now, if you were to do it and you don't have any credibility, this is your first novel or your first book, it might be a little bit tougher to get advertising and sponsorships unless you have a good social media presence or you have an active website that you've already built up the credibility for what you offer. Now, with my 1001 Ways to Market Your Books, the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth editions of the book, I sold advertising and sponsorships to as many as 25 different companies that offered marketing, publicity, or graphic services to self-publishers and authors and to publishers. I required that they all write an article that would teach people how to market their books in some way. Because I wanted some nice new original content that I could put in my book that would be valuable for people, but at the same time, the people that were sponsoring my book got a nice 5-line credit that said, hey, if you need more help with the publicity of your book, check out this publicist and things like that. And so I ended up being able to print the 1001 Ways, 10,000 copies of the 1001 Ways to Market Your Books at no cost to me, essentially, because the sponsors paid for it. So my cost of goods was essentially zero. So I was ready to make money on the first book I sold. And that's a really neat thing to do, especially if you do it before your publication date. And again, you can get ads and sponsorships as long as you have credibility and you're selective in who you approach. They should be people that could benefit from being sponsoring your book. You can also crowdfund your book. It's a great way to launch or relaunch a book. And raising money via crowdfunding is a great way to sell your book, products, or services when they're used as bonuses. Technically, you're not selling your book. So if somebody donates $10 to your crowdfunding, they get your book, or they get a report excerpted from your book, or they get something. Maybe at $25, they get your book. Maybe at $50, they get a book and an audio tape. At $100, they get the book, the audio tape, and something else you want to offer. At $500, they get the book, the audio tape, and a half hour of your coaching services, and so on and so forth. So in essence, as you're doing crowdfunding, you're in essence selling your book, but you're technically giving it away as a bonus to the people who donate to your campaign. Crowdfunding is a great way to build awareness, publicize your upcoming books, get more social shares, and test new book ideas. A key thing with crowdfunding is that you have to have a great social media following, a good email newsletter, people that love your blog, or friends that have a great social media or following of some sort. Because crowdfunding only works if you send the traffic to that crowdfunding uh, platform. If you don't send traffic, crowdfunding platform might send some people to look at your campaign, but most of them won't, because they send the traffic to the campaigns that are already generating heat, generating views, generating donations. And for that, you have to send the traffic from outside the crowdfunding campaign to that campaign. Here's an example from where somebody did crowdfund a book. The authors of the Valor comic anthology raised almost $110,000 via Kickstarter to publish their series. And again, this was an anthology of different writers writing about specific characters. And it was a very, $110,000. How many of us wouldn't like that much before we published the book? Kickstarter is great for fiction, poetry, children's books, uh, things like that. They're not as open to nonfiction, so you'd have to make it creative in some way. If you can't use Kickstarter, then you use something like Indiegogo or any of the other crowdfunding platforms that I highlight on my bookmarketingbestsellers.com website. Another thing you can do is you can sell rights to your book. And ideally, the best time to sell rights to your book is before the book is published. This is the way all the big publishers do it. And I guarantee you that even the big publishers are leaving money on the table. There are certain things you can do to sell more rights and sell them more effectively. But here's an example. John Pemberthy sold almost $40,000 in translation rights for his self-published spiritual allegory, To Be or Not to Be. And he sold reprint rights to publishers in Korea, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Slovenia, China, and Romania. He did it by using foreign rights agents in those different countries. You can also become a spokesperson. Sherry Athay, author of Present Perfect Unforgettable Gifts for Every Occasion, made $35,000 for 6 hours of work as a corporate spokesperson for a national gift certificate distributor. That's nice money if you can make it. Tom Ninkovich of Reunion Research, also had written a number of books on how to do family reunions and school reunions and things like that. He was paid $80 an hour by Dow Brands to be a spokesperson for handy wrap food wrap. And especially with family reunions, it's generally speaking people bringing potluck. And what do you need when you're doing potluck? Handy wrap, food wrap. And so he became a spokesperson for them, and he was paid for times when he was doing publicity, times when he was speaking to reunions and reunion developers, etc. And he was paid by Dow Brands to talk about the food wrap while he was getting paid also to be a speaker. Point number 8, be a speaker. After Harvey Mackey's first book came out, he received enough speaking offers to make $3 million a year if he had wanted to devote full time to speaking. He did make over $1 million a year speaking for the engagements that he accepted. Plus, he did a lot of coaching and training to corporations based on his book. Faith Popcorn, uh, a book author, also made $30,000 per talk, and she spoke at 40 events a year. So her speaking income was over $1 million a year. A couple more unknown authors, Mary Cunningham, author of Power Play, commanded $10,000 for every speaking engagement she did. That means she was actually paid that amount. John Graydon, author of Black Belt Management, spoke to groups of martial arts school owners for free. And before he actually wrote the book, Black Belt Management, he had created a 3-ring binder that he sold for $149 to these martial arts school owners. And he sold over 1,000 copies. So that's $149,000 before he had actually published his book that he sold many, many more copies of when he came out with that book. You can also create additional products. Even before your book is published, you can create and sell related products, audios, videos, seminars, webinars, online courses, membership sites, music, and other entertainment or content formats. There's nothing that prohibits you as you're writing the book to create a short audio that you sell to people. Maybe one chapter of your book that people might be hot to listen to even before your book is out. And the neat thing is that when you sell these audios or videos and so on, you're building up the audience for your book when it is published. And most of the people that have bought and listened to one of your audios or videos are going to be ready to buy your book. Plus, of course, you know, you can create a special free report that you give to people that perhaps is the chapter, excerpted from chapter 1 of your book. And you can give that away to everybody who visits your website and anywhere else where you can give away a book. And there are many opportunities to give away books if you want to. But that allows you to, again, pre-sell the book. You're building an audience for your book way before your book is even published. Of course, after your book is published, you can create and sell even more books. More other related products, because people will be eager if they've read your book to buy into any upsells that you have in your book. For example, in chapter 3, you might say, hey, if you really like this chapter and the content in this chapter, check out the MP3 audio that I have on my website. And you give them a link to that audio, which maybe you give them a little taste of the audio, and then you say, okay, buy the audio. Or the same with a video or a membership site or whatever it is that you want to sell. So you can create additional products. Here's a great quote from J. Conrad Levinson of Guerrilla Marketing. He said, someone once asked me how much I made from my first book. The answer I gave was $10 million. The book itself paid me $35,000 in royalties. But the speaking engagements, spin-off books, newsletters, columns, boot camps, consulting, and wide open doors resulted in the remaining $9,965,000. This is how you have to think, because you can't just rely on the sale of the book, no matter how good the book sells. And guerrilla marketing was a bestseller. But he made most of his money speaking, spin-offs, newsletters, columns, boot camps, consulting, etc. How would you like to earn $100,000 or more for every new book you write? Now, I've given you some of the perspective on what you can do, but in the Billion Dollar Initiative 3-day seminar that I'm going to be holding in Santa Fe, New Mexico, I'm going to be going into step-by-step detail into all of these different techniques and even more. I'm going to tell you how to sell rights in multiple different ways and do it effectively so that you can make 20,000 or 30,000 or 40,000 from just the rights to your book, even before you publish the book. I'll teach you how to benefit from speaking, and I'll give you some inside tips on how other people are doing it. I'll talk to you about one speaker's Book of the Month Club. It's an amazing little technique that gets them all kinds of speaking engagements. And I'll be telling you a lot of inside steps, again, step by step, how to go about making money on your book, even outside of bookstore sales, library sales, and Amazon sales. So I invite you to join the Billion Dollar Initiative. It's a live 3-day seminar in Santa Fe, New Mexico on November 3rd to the 5th, 2017. Now, the normal price for this, because it's so incredibly valuable, will be $4,700. But the special pre-launch offer, good until Tuesday morning, I don't know, that's September something or other, it'll be only $1,970. So it's an incredible discount. And I'm doing this because I want to have you involved and I want to get some people committed even before I do the full launch. This pre-launch offer is something that Jeff Walker, the product launch formula king, describes as a very smart thing to do before you do the full launch. So we're going to be doing a full launch after Tuesday, but right now I wanted to offer a special pre-launch offer to those of you who see this video before Tuesday, September 26th. So I hope that you'll be able to join us for this live seminar. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing it as a live seminar. One is that I really want to get the questions and answers from people because that really enriches the value in a way that even online webinars don't quite do it. And the live seminars, you can actually pinhole me or some of my other presenters that I've invited to come to teach you how to profit from your book. My one special partner is Ron Martino with Magic Threads. And Magic Threads is a Hollywood branding and social media company that works with some top producers and movie production houses and studios to do some of their social media. Magical Threads people, they're incredible at getting engagement through social media, and they'll be teaching you some of those techniques because they come in handy when you're trying to apply some of these other billion-dollar techniques that I'm going to be teaching during the seminar. So I really want to encourage you to come live if you can. We will be doing some sort of probably recording of the seminar, but it'll still be the same price. And so if you can't make November 3rd to the 5th and you still want this special pre-launch offer, sign up now and we'll make sure that you get every recording and every opportunity to join in. The course also, besides the 3-day seminar, includes bi-weekly follow-up teleseminars where you'll be able to ask questions on, okay, you taught during the seminar, blah, blah, blah. it's not working for me. I'm having trouble applying it in some way. Can you make some suggestions? And I will teach you how to do that so that it does work for you. So there will be follow-up for over a year to those people that become part of the live 3-day seminar. So you're not just paying for the live 3-day seminar, you're paying for a full year program. So this is an incredible bargain at 1970. It's an incredible bargain at 4,700. So, and the neat thing is this includes your ability to bring a partner along with you to the live seminar. Your spouse, another partner in the company, somebody that's helping you with social media or something like that. Maybe you're a JV partner, maybe it's a virtual assistant that you would like to learn live from us. You will be able to bring two people for that 1970 price. So this is incredible value, and I just really want to invite you to come, and I hope you can come live. Again, the 3-day seminar is in Santa Fe, New Mexico on November 3rd to the 5th, 2017. The special pre-launch offer is only $19.70, and that's good until Tuesday morning, September 26th. On Tuesday afternoon, September 26th, it goes up to 4,700. I originally was going to offer it only until Monday morning, but because of a technical difficulty in terms of recording this, I decided to extend it to one more day. So it'll be Tuesday morning, September 26th is when it goes up to $4,700. But right now you can get it for $19.70. It's a great value. You just go to bookm.link/now and sign up. It's really simple. You just go to bookm.link/now to order. Now, when you go to that link, you'll have the opportunity to order, but right now you can only place an order through PayPal or through your credit card via PayPal. If you can't do that, then call me at 575-751-3398 and let me know that you're sending a check right away. And I'll tell you where to send a check and who to make it out to and all that. Again, the phone number is 575-751-3398. If you can't remember it, that phone number will be right under this video on my website, where you're looking at this video right now, or you may be looking at this video on YouTube, and that's fine. Again, the phone number should be down below the video. Again, thanks for listening. I hope you can come live because there's so much I have to teach you, and you're going to make $20,000 to $150,000 on every new book you publish if you follow the advice that I have to offer you in this live 3-day seminar. It's really amazing. You're going to be blown out. And right now you can get it at the special pre-launch offer for only $19.70. That's $1,970. And again, go to bookm.link/now. Again, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon.